sorry I'm late. It's just as we feared. Archimonde and his Doomguard are making their way towards the summit. He'll be here any moment.
10,000 years ago, we Night Elves defeated the Burning Legion. Though the rest of the world was shattered, we were left free to live out our immortal lives in peace. Bound to the World Tree, we are its protectors, and through it we were granted immortality and power over nature. Now, at last, it is time we gave that power back.
You realize that we will age as these mortals do. Our powers over nature will wane in time.
If pride gives us pause, my love, then perhaps we have lived long enough already. I will proceed to the summit and prepare our defenses there. Whatever comes, my love, remember, our bond is eternal.
Hear me, Night Elves. The time for reckoning has come.
If you can provide our bases with support and keep us from being overwhelmed, Thrall and I will delay Archimonde's ascent.
Your plan is a bold one, girl. Perhaps I have misjudged you, Outlanders. May a loom shine upon you.
To arms, my brethren. To arms, brave orcs and humans. Twilight falls, and the enemy awaits. Something is amiss. Threatens these lands. Anudora shall be done.
Priestess Tyrande, the undead have begun to construct a new settlement. It won't be long before they start attacking our allies.
The land and I are one.
Research
I heed
finished.
the voice of a loom.
Has sleep dulled my senses? Anudora.
Research finished. Our allies' town needs help.
The undead are attacking. Send help.
We can't build there. Our allies' town needs help.
Archimonde. By enemy.
Our time is short. Of course. Anudora. My strength is yours.
The goddess calls. Your move. Ashrathoraman. So be it.
Your building is complete.
Waiting on you.
The land and I are one. For Callum.
Your building is town needs help.
I heed the voice of a loom. Immediate. By enemy. So be it.
As sleep dulled my senses.
Your building is complete.
Our time is short.
I heed the voice of a loom.
Research finished. Our warriors have engaged Your building is complete.
The goddess calls. As the goddess wills. Someone threatens
Your
life.
building is
Threatens
complete.
these lands. It shall be done. Anudora. Ashtherodalador. Has sleep dulled my senses?
Our allies' town needs help.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Threatens these lands.
Our allies' town needs help.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens life.
Threatens these lands.
The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great
Our
outdoors.
allies' town needs help. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Something is amiss.
I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman. By Elune. As the goddess wills.
Ah, the great outdoors.
I'm listening.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Excellent. Absolutely. Our allies' town needs help.
Someone threatens the wild.
Threatens these lands.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Let's get going.
Ah,
No problem. Absolutely.
It shall be done.
I heed the voice of Elune.
What you want?
ah, the great outdoors.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ah, the great outdoors.
The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds. So be it. The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Chuta. I do it. I'd love to. I do it. I'd love
Our
to.
allies' town needs help. Our warriors have engaged.
Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wild.
Sleep dulled my senses.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Our allies' town needs help.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Who'd you wanna kill?
Our
Chuta.
warriors have engaged the enemy.
What you want? I do it. I do it. Dewaniwanga. I do it.
I heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Who'd you wanna kill? Dewaniwanga.
Research finished.
Ashrathoraman.
Hi.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Our
Right.
allies' town needs help.
Ah, the
I
great
await your
outdoors.
command.
Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds. Ashrathoraman,
Something is amiss.
the goddess calls.
Gladly. Ah, the great
Research
outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Our allies' town needs help.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Are we being invaded?
Our warriors have engaged.
Your buildings. Our allies' town needs help.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Research finished.
Something is amiss.
Hi! Gladly.
The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune.
Ah, the great
The
outdoors.
goddess calls.
What is nature's call? Ah, the great outdoors.
Our allies' town needs help.
Let's dull my senses.
Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wild.
Hi! Ah, the great outdoors. What is nature's call? For the truth. Ah, the great outdoors. I'm game. Hi! For the truth. Aim dead center.
The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls.
What is nature's call? Ah, the great outdoors. Making trails.
Ashrathoraman.
Is there trouble? The great outdoors.
The goddess calls.
Are we being invaded?
Research finished.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is amiss.
Allies' town needs help.
Dull my senses.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Our allies' town needs help.
Alas,
Research finished.
Hi! For the trees.
Are we being invaded?
Gladly.
Our allies' town
Ah,
needs
the
help.
great outdoors. Hi! I'm game.
what threatens these lands?
Are we being invaded?
The land and I are one.
What is nature's... The hunt is on!
Someone threatens the wild.
Suffering humans.
Ah, the great outdoors. Hi!
What threatens these
Ah, the
lands?
great outdoors. Is there trouble?
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Ashrathoraman.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Goddess.
What is nature's call? Are we being... Ah, the great outdoors.
I heed the voice.
Threatens these lands. Has sleep dulled my senses?
Hi! Aim dead center. Ah, the great outdoors.
Threatens these lands.
Someone threatens the wild.
Sentinels, attack!
I heed the voice of the wind. As the goddess wills. Someone threatens the wild.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Immediately.
Ah, the great
I heed the
outdoors.
voice of the wind.
Our planet has fallen.
Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of the wind. So be it, as the goddess wills.
We're getting swamped here. We could use some backup.
Ashrathoraman. Immediately.
Our allies' town needs help.
Someone threatens the wilds.
An allied champion is
So be
fallen.
it.
Ah,
Our
the
allies'
great
town
outdoors.
needs help.
Immediately.
You are very brave to stand against me, little human. If only your countrymen had been as bold, I would have had more fun scouring your wretched nations from the world.
Is talking all you demons do?
Show yourself! Or do you intend to have mortal girls do all your fighting for you?
Our allies' town needs help. Priestess, the undead have constructed a new settlement. They are mustering new forces to send at us.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Ah, the great outdoors.
So be it.
Our allies' town needs help.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Ashrathoraman.
Your building is complete. Your building is complete.
We can't build there.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Are we being invaded?
The land and I are one. Something is amiss.
Ah, the great out. Ah, the great out.
We can't build.
This town needs help.
Someone could use the wire.
We're under attack! Send reinforcements quickly!
I hate the voice. Immediately.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Your building is
Someone could use the wire.
Your building is complete.
Something is amiss. Ashtarodamadu.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Your building is complete.
I hate the voice.
Your building
Ah,
is
the
complete.
great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Your building is complete.
The land and I are one.
Your building is complete.
Ashrathoraman.
Your building is complete.
Someone could use the wire.
Your building is
What is making this
I hate the voice.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. What is nature's call? I'm game.
Ashrathoraman.
Something is amiss.
Is there trouble? Gladly. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Our allies' town needs help.
Has sleep dulled my
Someone
senses?
could use the wire. I hate the voice.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Our allies' town needs help.
Ah, the great outdoors.
We can't build there. We can't build there.
The land and I are one.
Are we being invaded? For the trees.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ashrathoraman.
What is nature's call? Making trails. For the trees.
Has sleep
I
dulled
hate
my
the voice.
senses?
Ashrathoraman.
Your building is complete.
I hate the voice.
The land and I
Your building is complete. Our warriors have engaged.
Someone could use the wire.
something is amiss.
The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Your building is complete.
For Calendar.
Your building
the
is
great
prepared.
outdoors.
Someone owns the land.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
An allied champion has fallen.
Our allies' town needs help.
The great outdoors.
The goddess calls. So be it. Immediately.
Our warriors have engaged the
The great outdoors. I'm game. What is nature's call? Hi! Is there trouble? Gladly.
Ashrathoraman.
What is nature's
For
call?
the trees.
The
The
land
great
and I are
outdoors.
one. Something is amiss. It threatens these lands.
The great outdoors. Hi!
Our allies' town needs help.
Our warriors have engaged the
What is nature's call?
Someone owns the
The
land.
land and I are one.
The goddess calls.
The great outdoors.
Sleep dulled my senses.
Ashrathoraman. So be it.
Threatens these lands.
Someone owns the land.
The great outdoors.
As sleep dulled my senses. Retrogaming. For Kalimdor,
Ashrathoraman.
The great outdoors. Is there trouble?
the land and I are one.
The great outdoors.
Our allies' town needs help.
Threatens these lands.
The goddess calls. I hear the voice of the wind.
As sleep dulled my senses.
Our warriors have
Ashrathoraman.
The land and I are one. Has sleep dulled my senses.
What is nature's call? Make the trails.
I hear the voice of the wind.
The great outdoors. The great
Anudora.
outdoors.
As the goddess wills.
Hi! For the trees. The
there
great
trouble?
outdoors. The great outdoors.
We can't build.
Our allies' town needs
We
help.
can't build.
The land and I are one.
Someone owns the land.
Something
Ashrathoraman.
The great outdoors.
threatens these lands.
Our warriors have engaged.
Are we being
Dulled my
invaded?
senses.
Someone owns the land.
Making trails. The great outdoors.
Ashrathoraman.
The land and I are one.
What is nature's call?
Our allies' town needs help.
Ah, the great
Your building
outdoors.
is complete.
For the trees.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Your building is complete.
Is there trouble? Gladly.
The goddess calls.
Your building is
Ah, the great outdoors.
allies' town needs help. Your building is complete.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone could be the wild.
What is nature's call?
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Our allies' town needs help. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
The goddess calls. By enemy.
Are we being invaded? What is nature's call?
Something is amiss.
Our warriors have engaged the
It
enemy.
shall be done.
Ashitoran.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the wilds.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. Hi!
I heed the voice of Elune.
Our allies' town needs help.
Ashitoran.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Dulled my senses.
I'm ready.
Your building is complete.
The land is mine.
Our allies' town needs help.
Someone threatens the wild.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Threatens these lands.
What is nature's call? For the trees.
The land and I are one. Ashterogama.
Our allies' town needs help.
Anudora.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
The land and I are one.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
The goddess calls.
Threatens these lands.
Hi! Gladly.
Someone threatens the wilds.
What is nature's call? Making trails. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
We can't build there. Our allies' town needs help.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Ashitoran.
The land and
The goddess calls.
Our allies' town needs
Ah,
help.
the great outdoors.
has sleep dulled my senses? It shall be done.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Ah, the great outdoors.
It shall be done. Ashterogama.
The goddess calls.
Has sleep
the great outdoors.
Your building is
The great outdoors.
so good. I heed your voice.
The great outdoors.
So good. I heed your voice. Immediately.
Our allies' town is An allied town is falling. The great outdoors.
By enemy. Immediately.
I'm game. Gladly.
The goddess
Our
calls.
allies' town. Our warriors
By
have engaged the
enemy.
enemy.
As the goddess wills.
Has sleep dulled my senses? It shall be done.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Our allies' town needs
By
help.
Elune.
The land and I are one.
The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman.
Our allies' town needs help.
You orcs are weak and hardly worth the effort. I wonder why Manaroth even bothered with you.
Our spirit is stronger than you know, demon. If we are to fall, then so be it. At least now, we are free.
Will actually hurt me. Are there none left to stand against the Legion? This is almost too easy. If I had known that this mortal resistance would be so weak, I would have launched this invasion centuries ago.
Our allies' town needs help. The great
The goddess
outdoors.
calls.
The great outdoors. Priestess, the undead have constructed a final settlement. They are mustering new forces with every passing moment. The great outdoors. The great outdoors.
The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. As the goddess wills.
The great outdoors. The great outdoors. Is there trouble? I'm game.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Threatens these lands.
I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune.
The great outdoors. We can't build it.
The land and I are one.
The great outdoors. The great outdoors. Our gold mine is running low. Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Someone threatens the wilds. Thorum.
Ah, the
Sacred
great
grove is being
outdoors.
desecrated.
The goddess calls. So be it.
Your building
I
is...
heed the voice.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
What threatens
Your
this
building
Thorum.
is complete. Our sacred grove is
Hi.
being desecrated. Your building is complete.
Ah, the great outdoors.
We can't build.
Ah, the great
can't build.
outdoors.
Something is amiss. Anudora,
Someone threatens the wild.
Is there trouble?
the land and I are one.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Ah, the
Asher
great
Thorum.
outdoors.
Are we being
Your
invaded?
building is complete.
Ah, the great outdoors.
I heed the voice.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Is there trouble?
For the trees.
Asher Thorum.
Ah, the great outdoors. What is nature's call?
Your building is...
Making trails. I'm game. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Something is amiss.
Ah, the great outdoors. Hi!
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Your building is complete.
Ah, the great outdoors.
The goddess calls.
Our sacred grove
Are
is
we
being
being
desecrated.
invaded?
Asher Thorum.
Is there trouble?
Threatens these lands.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Someone threatens the wild.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the
Sacred
great
grove is being
outdoors.
desecrated.
Asher Thorum.
Hi!
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Anudora. As the goddess wills.
Is there trouble?
Our sacred grove is being
Making trails.
desecrated.
What is nature's
Are we
call?
being invaded?
Your building is... Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ah, the
Archimonde.
great outdoors. Ah, the
Your
great
building is
outdoors.
complete.
Hi! Glad.
Our sacred grove is being
Are
desecrated.
we being invaded?
Your building is complete. Your building is complete. Your building is complete. Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
What is nature's call? The great outdoors.
It shall be done. Ashtarodana.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Anudora. Ashtarodana.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Asher Thorum.
Is there trouble?
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice.
Our sacred grove
What
is
is
being
nature's
desecrated.
Making trails. I'm game.
voice of a demon.
As sleep dulled my senses, it shall be done.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Are we being invaded?
Making trails.
What threatens these lands?
Our sacred grove is being desecrated. Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
In the name of Cenarius!
Something is amiss.
The goddess calls.
Is there trouble?
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Threatens these lands. Anudora.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Threatens these lands.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. We can't build.
Come, you night elves! Where is the fire and the passion with which you fought so long ago?
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune.
Something is amiss.
Ashrathoraman.
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great
The
outdoors.
goddess calls.
Threatens these lands.
Our warriors have engaged. Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Threatens these lands.
Ashrathoraman.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Archimonde's victory here has made him overconfident. He will not see the trap that I laid for him until it is too late.
At last, the way to the World Tree is clear. Witness the end, you mortals. The final hour has come.
The Outlanders held him back as long as they could. Were you successful in planning the summit's defense?
Yes. Now our victory is assured.
The roots will heal in time, as will the entire world. The sacrifices have been made. Just as the orcs, humans, and night elves discarded their old hatreds and stood united against a common foe, so did nature herself rise up to banish the shadow forever. As for me, I came back to ensure that there would be a future, to teach the world that it no longer needed guardians. The hope for future generations has always resided in mortal hands. And now that my task is done, I will take my place amongst the legends of the past.